So here we can read the moment of a force or torque is equal to the product of magnitude of force and the perpendicular distance of the line of action of force from the axis of रोटेशन. सो बेसिकली जो दो फैक्टर्स पे मोमेंट ऑफ फोर्स डिपेंड करता है उन्हीं दो फैक्टर्स को हम मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो टॉर्क जो होगा या मोमेंट ऑफ फोर्स जो होगा वो उसके इक्वल होगा. दिस इज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू विल गेट इन द फॉर्मूला. सी, मोमेंट ऑफ फोर्स और टॉर्क about the axis depends upon the force and the perpendicular distance. Here in this picture, if F is the force and the perpendicular distance is OP, so what is the moment of force? The moment of force is F into OP. You must remember that this is a vector quantity, okay, and its direction, the direction of torque or the direction of moment of force is normal to the plane containing the perpendicular distance and the force. So suppose this is a plane. Plane means 2D figure. Okay, I'll close this book itself. I'll show you using this. So this is a plane, and this plane you imagine. In this you have a force acting. Okay, and this itself you have the line of action of force. Suppose this is the line of action of force and this is the force. So this figure is containing both these things. Suppose this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So the direction of torque will be normal to these two. So it will be either upwards or it will be downwards. Clear? So the direction of torque is always normal to the plane containing the force and the line of action of force. So continuing with it, see, if we want to produce maximum turning effect of a body, the force should be greater. Anyhow the force should be greater. And if suppose like if we want to produce greater effect with much lesser force, then the distance should be increased. See, this turning effect or this moment of force is depending on two things, force and the perpendicular distance. One thing what you can do is keep the distance the same and increase the force, the moment of force will increase. And in second case what we can do, we can keep the force same and we can increase the distance. If this is the same and if we increase the distance, then also the moment of force will increase. Then we have clockwise and anti-clockwise moments. See, this clockwise and anti-clockwise movement depends on two things and which is very essential for you to understand. The first thing is the direction of force. And the second thing is the point of application of the force. So this I am trying to help you to understand with this picture. Okay, suppose this is the steering of our car. Okay, imagine this to be the steering of our car. So in these two cases, here what we are doing is we are changing the point of application of force. In this is A case and this is B case. Okay, in case A, the force is applied here at the bottom of the steering. Okay, but the direction of force is this only, from left to right. In diagram B itself, the force is applied in same direction, from left to right. But the point of application of force has changed. It is applied at the top of the steering. So you imagine yourself, you are moving the steering of your car. Then if I am applying the force here, the steering will move in anti-clockwise direction. But if with the same force in the same direction I am applying the force here at this point, remember we are changing the point of application of force, so then the direction will be clockwise. So one case is anti-clockwise movement and another case is clockwise movement. So Anti-clockwise movement by convention is taken to be positive and clockwise movement by convention is taken to be negative. So here what we did, we changed the point of application of force. One more thing we can do is we can change the direction of application of force keeping the point same. So here in this picture, here also I am applying, this is the axle, okay, and this is the disc. So here also I am applying force in this point only. In this picture also I am applying the force at this point only. So I have kept the point of application of force same. But here I am applying force in upwards direction and here I am applying force in downwards direction. So because here I am applying the force in upwards direction, the the disc will rotate in anti-clockwise direction, and here since I am applying the force in downwards direction, the disc will move in clockwise direction. Okay, so here the change was because of the change of direction of force, and here the change was because of the change in point of application of force. So by convention, anti-clockwise movement is taken as positive and clockwise movement is taken as negative. You can remember it is as AP, arithmetic progression. Anti-clockwise will be positive, so clockwise will be negative. Cyanide radical, by cyanide radical and by arithmetic progression. This all you can remember.